If you are a Black woman who's part of the broader former Fed community and you have been looking for a job and you have not found one yet, I want to help you find a job. I am starting over myself and I want to help you start over too by finding a job, an adventure, a career break, whatever it is. But I want to support you in writing your own next chapter. My name is Monique Fortenberry. I am a former federal executive, lawyer, facilitator, and coach who helps Black women who are part of the broader former Fed community create life and work that they love. I think that this opening, although traumatic, can be turned into a sacred transition. That's what I'm doing here on YouTube, and I hope you find your way to a sacred transition as well. Today, we're going to talk about 5 ways to reboot your job search. Please subscribe to my channel, like the video if you like it, share it with another former Fed, contractor, anyone else in your community who would benefit from it. So today, I want to talk about rebooting the job search. And I think it's important because some people have been searching for 30, 60, 90 days. They may have taken the DRP and rolled off in March or September. It's possible that if you're a contractor, your contract ended some time ago and you still haven't found anything. And I want you to be both hopeful and equipped with the tools you need to continue your job search with hope and energy and good data. Okay, so tip number 1 is to take a break from this job search, sis. You have been doing the thing. I know you've been doing the thing because you're always doing the thing, okay? But right now, I want you to step back from it, okay? I just want you to step back from it. It could be for a weekend, a week, however long you think is a good amount of time for you to decompress, rest if you like to rest, do things that fill your spirit and soul, whatever that is. And then I want you to do 2 other things. I want you to reflect on 3 accomplishments you are proud of related to federal service or any part of your life. I want you to remember who you are, okay? And I want you to reflect on 3, how do I frame this? I want you to reflect on 3 things you have overcome in life already. Already. Things that seemed insurmountable at the time, but you got over. And you got over with your skill set, you got over with your community, maybe it was your church, your sorority, whatever it is. I want you to think about things you had to overcome that seemed really daunting at the time. I know that this seems really daunting at this time. It is. We're in an unprecedented moment in history. There are a lot of people looking for jobs all at once. And the federal sector, which we could move within, and contracts that we could move from one contract to another, one agency to another, most of that is off limits to us right now. So we are really, if we are looking for a job, we are starting over in a new sector, and that's fine because our skills transfer. But because of that, we want to refuel. We want to refuel with things we already accomplished, and we want to refuel with things that we have already overcome. So you can say to yourself, I've done this before. I've succeeded at this before. Who helped me? Who helped me do that? Who was part of my team then? You're going to bring them right along with you now, right? Maybe a different challenge, but the team still supports you. The team is still there. The team still wants you to win. The team wants you to have a beautiful life. So I want you to reflect on your strength and the strength of your community and how it has performed in the past and how we know it can perform through anything, including this moment. So number 1 is to take a break and reflect on your accomplishments and things you have overcome in the past. Seriously, I think this step is really important. So I want you to do it, okay? So 3 accomplishments, 3 things you have overcome, and who helped you do it, and what part of you relied on to do it yourself. We're going to call all of that forth into this job search. This isn't just about the technical aspects, and I'll get to it. The technical aspects are very important. But if we are rebooting, if we have been in this for months and months and we are refueling, we want to say, I'm back in this. I know who I am. I know who my people are. And I'm down for the next 90 days or however long it takes. Okay. Number one is to take a break and reflect. Number two, I want you to audit your job search thus far. And really, it's an audit of the market. We know that you have done a lot of work already. You have probably updated your resume. You probably applied to positions. You've probably done a lot of things. I want you to step back now and say, what have I learned about the market in these last 30, 60, 90 days? How is it different than what I experienced in the federal sector? What has surprised me about how the market is working? What hasn't surprised me? In what ways has the market responded very well to my efforts? In what ways have I been met with silence? At what parts of the job search journey have I received very good feedback, and what parts seem to be closed off? Am I getting interviews? Okay, I am. Am I making it to the final interview? I'm not. You want to look at this data and say, okay, based on what I know now, this is what I continue to be interested in. These are some adjustments I want to make based on what I've learned about the market. And here's how I'm going to incorporate that and package it. And then after you do the self-audit, I want you to reach out to your network again. I know we talked about that in one of the other videos, and let them know if your job search has changed. Because again, we want to give people an opportunity to be of service to you. And the best way they can do that is to have the most up-to-date information about your job search. So if there are people you reached out to 30 days ago, 60 days ago, now's a good time for you to update them. You can say, hey, I just wanted to touch base with you. This is what's happening with my job search. I spent some time reflecting on it. Here's where I am now. I'm considering these things now, maybe not some of these other things that I thought I was interested in. And I could really use your help with this next stage. Are there people in this sector who I could talk to? Do you have people in your network who can help me? Do you know organizations that are really focused on this work and helping feds? You're going to use the audit to fuel your relationship with your network. That's going to keep your network warm. It's going to remind people that you are searching. There's a lot, people are busy right now. There's a lot happening in the world. And so you're going to re-enter your relationship with them by sharing this update, and you'll essentially have a refined job search approach that you can now share with people so that they can be on the journey you're on now. And if there's anything else that you think, reflect on about what seems to be resonant with the market right now and what doesn't, that'll be good information for your search, but it's also good information for these other things that you're doing right now in your life where unexpected opportunities may pop up, and you'll be ready because you will have done your audit. So take a break, do a compassionate audit. And the third is to continue to enhance your LinkedIn profile. If you are a Fed or even a contractor, you may have had a certain kind of LinkedIn profile. I don't think it's played the same role in a job search that it did for Feds that it does now. A lot of that work was focused on USA Jobs and 5-page resumes that had to have every single day we served throughout our entire federal career. We know the market wants something different from us, and so we want to make sure it's reflected in the LinkedIn profile. If you've already done that, great. Take another look at it based on what you've learned over these last 30, 60, 90 days so that people know the most current story of you. LinkedIn is important for a number of reasons. One is that it's optimized in search on Google. So if you do a Google search, if you search yourself, LinkedIn is likely to be one of the top search responses that you'll get when you do that search. Everyone is looking at LinkedIn profiles, even if they aren't advertising jobs on LinkedIn. So if you want to give people that first look at you, that first look is likely going to be LinkedIn, whether or not the person is hiring on LinkedIn. Here are some specific tips about the profile that I learned from Portia Obeng. I know I mispronounced it, Portia. It's Obeng. She is a social media strategist and a LinkedIn trainer and coach. I want you to follow her. This is free content. I want you to register for some of her free workshops. I have seen her partner with organizations who sponsor workshops for individuals and businesses who want to optimize their LinkedIn. So I want you to follow her on LinkedIn, but I also want you to look at her LinkedIn profile, and you'll see the 3 things that she talks about in her workshops. One is about your LinkedIn banner and cover photo. That's the very first thing people see. Do you have a current picture? If not, some of the organizations that serve feds are doing free headshots, and so you can get a new headshot. The second thing is that banner, that space where you get to tell your story. And if you aren't using it now, you can use it to talk about the kinds of problems you solve. I help organizations build high-performing, compassionate workplaces, right? That's something that I might put in that banner. You might put your name and the programs you know, or specific skill sets that are really important to your sector. But that's space that can be used to tell the story. For some of us, it's blank space. It's blank space for me even now. I haven't figured out exactly what I wanted to say, but that is good real estate to begin to tell the story. The next piece is the headline. And in the past, that's where I listed my title. I just listed the title. Everything else was in the resume in my Fed world. Now I list titles, I list skill sets, and I list things I do. So my LinkedIn profile right now says, I help former feds and leaders start over or start a new chapter. And you can go to my profile and check it out. But people want to know very quickly what you're good at, what you do, who you serve. They want to be able to quickly assess who you are. Then they're going to go to your About section. So it's the banner, the picture, the headline, and then the About section. And in that section, you want to expand on what you've said in the headline and tell a very human and clear story about the kinds of problems you solve, about the skill sets you have, about the certifications you have. And there's also the ability to put your top skills in the About section. So this is before anyone ever goes to the experience section, the education section. You can tell a lot of story within the About section. So I want you to look at Portia's website. I'm going to list Portia's LinkedIn profile. I'll include some other LinkedIn profiles in the description so you can take a look at them and see how people are framing who they are, so that when people pull up that page, they immediately know who you are right now and what kinds of problems you solve for people. Okay, so take a break, audit, and enhance LinkedIn. The next step, number 4, is to attend workshops and events that are specific to your job search as it is now, specific to the kinds of sectors you're interested in, and then the subject matter you're interested in. The purpose of this is for you to have a strategy in mind before you go to the event, right? So I want you to sit down and say, I'm going to this workshop for that's about recent trends in procurement. That's just one example. And I want you to say to yourself, who's going to be there? Who's sponsoring it? What is the setting? Is it a reception? Is it a workshop? Is it a presentation? And then I want you to think about, what is my goal when I attend? Do I want to meet new contacts? Do I want to tell people about my job search and ask them for tips? Do I want to tell them about my job search and ask them if I can have a follow-up conversation with them? I want you to know ahead of time because I don't want you to have to figure it out when you're there. And I want you to feel when you leave there, I accomplished the goal I had in mind for this event. And that will continue to fuel your job search. And then to the extent that you met people, I want you to follow up with them. I want you to connect with them on LinkedIn. I want you to tell them how wonderful it was to meet them. And now you're working those people into your network, and they are in your sector and in your subject matter. So they're relevant to your job search as it is right now. If you are an introvert, I am an introvert. If you are an introvert, I think that planning in advance can be very helpful. Or maybe what you want to do is plan to make a comment, right? Maybe what you want to plan to do is identify one person to have a conversation with. And maybe it's not even a full conversation. Maybe there's a panelist, and what you say is, I really liked what you said about this specific thing. And I'm going to high five you for that. And then you can send that person a follow-up email and say, it was really nice to meet you. I appreciated your comments about this. I've thought about this as well. Something as simple as that. There are free and low-cost workshops and events for feds right now. If you are having a hard time finding them, I want you to go to some of the organizations like the Partnership, former Gov, former Feds, to say, this is the job search I'm working right now. Are you aware of any free or low-cost workshops within this sector? And I'll bet they'll have something to share with you. If you find something that's more expensive that you really want to attend, then I want you to ask for a scholarship. I do. I want you to go to those people and I want you to say, I'm a former Fed, I'm a former federal contractor, I've been looking for this number of months, this is specifically what I'm looking for, this is what this workshop would do for me, I'm requesting, are you giving any scholarships? Is there any opportunity to volunteer at this event? I don't want anything to get in your way, okay? So you're gonna find the free, you're gonna find the low cost for the ones that cost more money, you're gonna make the case to attend, because ain't no stopping us now. We're gonna get the groove back, right? So whatever you need to do, I want you to go ahead and do it. And I want you to, with all the confidence in the world, ask for financial support, even if you don't see that they have a specific program for it, because there is a lot of empathy, I think, for people in the broader federal community right now, and you want to tap into that empathy to fuel the job search even more. Okay, so rest, audit, enhance, attend, and lucky number 5 is help someone. You're going to help someone. And when you help someone, you're going to help yourself. And when you help yourself, you're going to fuel your job search. And when you fuel your job search, you'll be in a better mental space to represent well who you are. So who are you going to help? I don't know. But here's some ideas. Maybe there's someone who is earlier in their career than you who could use your mentoring and your support. Maybe there's someone in your world who's also part of the broader Fed community who hasn't found a job yet, or who's having a really hard time adjusting to this new world we're in. Reach out to them and gas them up and tell them how much you appreciate them. This is all truth-based, by the way. We're not making things up. If we have to make things up, we don't reach out to the people. You're reaching out to people you care about, people you know, people you admire, to share the good word with them, to assist them, to do something that keeps us in the flow of giving and receiving. We want to stay in that flow. We want to help other people. And we want to do everything we can with the data we have to say, this is where I am now. I'm rebooting. I'm rebooting with additional data, not only about the market, but about myself, right? I don't want to do that thing anymore, so I'm not doing it. I want to do these things. I want to focus on these things, and I'm going to find the people who can support me in doing that. I believe in you. If you worked for the federal government, if you were on a federal contract, if you followed all those rules and requirements for 5 years, 10 years, 5 days, if you spent your whole career in government doing it, I know you can do this, even though it's a different path than we've been on for a very long time. If you want to go deeper about your job search, I want to encourage you to sign up for my next chapter intensive, which is 90 minutes, in which we get really clear about what you want and we develop a plan, not an idea, a plan for how to get you there. If the cost is a barrier, I want you to tell me. Just like you're going to tell those people who have those workshops and events. If money is a barrier, please reach out to me and say, Monique, money is a barrier. This is why this would be useful to me, and we'll figure it out. And I don't need you to tell a whole sad story. It's not necessary. Tell me, I watched the video, I'm interested in the intensive, money is a barrier, and we'll figure it out. Because guess what we're doing? Oh my gosh, I've been talking for 20 minutes. Okay, we'll figure it out together. I'm going to end here. Thank you for being here. And you are going to make your next chapter come true, including a job. Take good care.